Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So today's the big day. Brace for a major Fed decision. What is Fed Chair Powell going to say? Is it going to affect the markets? Is it going to affect crypto? Well, let's talk about it. And let's talk about everything else that's going on with Bitcoin and crypto today. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. So I'm just going to lead off with this right away. I think last night, I talked about Bitcoin dipping a little bit. This morning, we're around the same level. I do think markets are looking at what Powell has to say. Today will be the very first FOMC meeting where he's not going to be raising or cutting, but he's going to be giving guidance on the rest of this year, right? There's a lot of FOMC meetings. I think there's like 9 of them or 8 of them that's coming up this year. So there are a lot. And people are wondering when he's going to start cutting. Because it does look like the economy is still doing well. Inflation, at least according to CPI and PCE, still holding low. Even you could argue whether those are real data or not. I don't know. But it does show that, yeah, it's about time. We had elevated rates for a long time. And let's not forget, this is a presidential election year, which means that markets have to do well, which means that Powell is under pressure to start cutting. So today, everyone's going to be listening in to see what he says about the future. Now, out of the dozens of these that I've attended, he always gives a hawkish tone every single time. So you have to read really in between the lines, looking for that one phrase or one word, right? To really get, you got to really kind of like put 2 and 2 together, so to speak, right? Or interpret in a certain way. And we'll see how the market reacts. I'm sure the reporters will be asking some important questions during Q&A, although I say important lightly because sometimes they're just the same question over and over, just said in a different way. But if we do get what we think, or what a lot of people think, will be like, basically a lot of people think that he's going to say something about rate cuts coming up soon. Or if he hints or indicates that they're coming, right? And it may be starting as soon as March, the markets will explode. All markets, all U.S. markets, crypto market, every single market will explode. But if he says nothing and he retains a hawkish tone, then probably nothing will happen. But there's a lot of excitement over today's FOMC meeting, so got to brace for that. But it could be a good thing. It could be a very good thing. Brace. Afterwards, we could see Bitcoin explode too. Now, something else that's very, very positive, and we now have data from yesterday. Grayscale outflows versus everyone else's inflows for the ETFs. So yesterday it was already reported that Grayscale outflow went up. It upticked a little bit versus Monday, minus 221 million. But look at this. BlackRock had a huge addition day, plus basically 300 million. BlackRock alone more than made up for Grayscale's outflow. And then you look at everyone else. Fidelity was trailing a little bit, but then you look at Bitwise added a 22 million. ARK added 17 million, but overall net inflow into these funds is 247 million, which is fantastic. So now we are seeing net inflow, not net outflow. And BlackRock is at 2.8 billion now, and Fidelity's at 2.3, 2.4, and the others are closing in at 700. So this is very positive. We got a few more days this week. If Grayscale outflows continues to diminish and inflow continue to go up, which I think they will, there's no reason why. Well, obviously, this is creating that supply shock that I've been talking about, right? So this is pretty positive. But again, I always say this, it's positive, asterisk, short term, right? We would love to see more Bitcoin being taken out of circulation to cause that supply shock, to cause the price to go up. But long term, it's just horrible. You know, we don't want these big guys to be holding so many Bitcoin and controlling so much of the supply, right? So just make sure you grab some before it's too late. But I think that Fed decision today will be pretty big. Will be pretty big. And I'm really hoping that, because many analysts already are calling it, I really hope that he indicates that a Fed cut is coming, and it could be coming as soon as March. That will be enormous, enormously huge. All right, what else is there? Bitcoin history is rhyming. Why analysts are still bullish on Bitcoin. I mean, I'm always bullish on Bitcoin, but you know, here's a really encouraging chart right here. Okay, why it's rhyming? Because that's what Bitcoin does. Because the most important catalyst of any 4-year cycle is the halving event, and we have not deviated from this. It pretty much looks the same every time we have a halving event. We recover. We're not quite back to our previous high, but we're close. And then afterwards, we start going upwards, right? So if you look at it, 2017 and 2021 are actually more deviation than the other cycles. But still, it followed the same pattern. And we are following the same exact pattern right now as before. So all the volatility, the little dips and swings and you know, everything else that we're seeing, just know that it's perfectly normal. Every single cycle we go through this. Those of you guys that ignore the little dips and bumps and volatility and you continue to hold on DCA, you know, not only have you been hardened, but you're making gains. That's quite simply it. You're making gains because you're being rewarded for your patience. That's it. People that tend to jump in and out and try to outsmart the market by doing a whole lot of trading, they end up losing more than they win. That's just the bottom line, right? So keep sticking, you know, keep doing what you're doing, and know that, yeah, we're following exactly the same patterns as before. It's going to get really good, really positive soon. And you can argue it's really positive. I'm going to show you a little more about that. Also, we got a lot of stable coins. I've mentioned this before. A lot of stable coins coming into the market right now. And they're not coming in because people just love stable coins. No, because they're getting ready to buy. Tether is close to 100 billion already. USDC is still close to 30 billion. So right there, you got 130 billion waiting to come back into the market. That's just sitting there already. That's already in the market. It's just not into the alts yet or Bitcoin, and they will. They will. But you know, today's the last day. Today's the last day of the month, and I bet you guys didn't know that if we do close green, which I think we will, there's no reason really, unless Powell says something really bad today. We had 5 consecutive green months. That's hard. We haven't seen that for a long time. So if you look at 2023, you know, 2023 was a pretty good recovery year. In fact, we only had 3 down months and 9 green months. That's actually pretty amazing. Most people don't even remember that. But if you look at starting from September green, October green, November green, December green, in January we're barely in the green, but we'll hold on. If we hold on, it's 5 consecutive months, right? The last time this happened was back in 2020. Again, October, November, December, and then went into January, February, and March. So it's looking pretty good, pretty bullish. Although in 2020, those monthly jumps were crazy. 28%, 43%, 47%, then going to 2021, 15%, 37%, 30%. Those are crazy jumps, right? So the ones that we had so far, not as crazy. But the reason why 2020 months were so crazy was because it was after a halving event. The last halving event was in 2020, right? So that's what we have to look forward to, right? In the remainder of this year. Maybe it doesn't start right away because the halving event is in April. Maybe we have to wait. Maybe May, June, July, nothing. But August, September, October, November, that's when it starts getting really, really hot. But yeah, 5 consecutive months, no joke. That's pretty awesome. And in case you're wondering, last time, this is funny. This is labeled shitcoin apocalypse, which it kind of is. But the last time we closed above 44,000 was 97 weeks ago. Okay, but obviously we're not at 44,000 yet, but we could certainly close above 44,000 today, just 1,000 points ago. But 97 weeks. 97 weeks. How many years is that? That's almost 2 full years. So again, if you've been in the market since even peak of 2021 to now, right? You've certainly been hardened. This was a long crypto winter, the longest ever in history. So keep that in mind. It became so long because of all the Black Swan events and the FTX collapses and everything else, right? It made it worse. But again, if you've been holding, you've been DCAing for the last 97 plus weeks, you're golden. You're golden. You're hardened by it. Nothing should affect you now. And those down red candlesticks, they were brutal. so like right now, any little volatility really means nothing. All right. So going forward, there's a lot to expect from a TA perspective right here. We're in an expanding triangle, which of course is really good. We got to get back up to that 49,000 mark. We were not able to break before, but once we do, break 49, 50,000, that's when we could really start heading upwards to $70,000 to our previous high. That could be right around the corner, and also looking at this is a fractal pattern versus 2017. Looks very similar. I was around in 2017. I don't know how many of you guys... I just read what Jap said. I'm not going to repeat it, but that's funny. Oh, that's funny. I'm not going to repeat it, though. Very inappropriate, but it's funny. Anyways, yeah, I lived through 2017. Some of you guys have. Yeah, 2017 was brutal. That parabolic rise up brought so many 30%, 40% dips. Like, it was absolutely brutal, the way Bitcoin moved. Okay, if you think like 20% or 15% is brutal, yeah, a 40%, that's no joke. And we had multiple 40% dips, multiple 35% dips, multiple 30% dips in 2017. It was just wild. It was wild times back then. And then, yeah, here's another prediction of where Bitcoin can go after it breaks out from, that 50,000 mark, right? Obviously, we're going to get back to our previous high, and then we'll go break out even more to 6 figures, which could happen by the end of this year. We're about to enter February. We only passed 1 month. It's amazing that we're already going into February of 2024. But yeah, that's what we have to look forward to. All right, outside of Bitcoin, FOMC meeting, Fed decision, a lot of you guys are very excited about Jupiter. Its airdrop is coming today. So we'll see how much people get, what it's worth, what Jupiter will debut at, right? But right now, it is hot. It's a DEX aggregator within Solana. A lot of trading happening. Jupiter's volume is sky high. And they're very smart because they're only doing round 1 of their airdrop. There's 3 more rounds, and they're taking snapshots sometime in the future. So basically, any usage now from here to the next 3 years, you could be getting rewarded with Jupiter tokens, right? Which could be very, very valuable as the parabolic bull run comes and the project itself starts skyrocketing, right? So that is coming today, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Overall, I think today we're not going to move that much. We're basically at the same point yesterday, 42.8, a little bit below 43. All eyes are on Powell. If he is somewhat dovish or gives any indication of a rate cut later today, this will be around 1:30. It's going to be extremely good for markets. That's it. All right, let's do some Q&A. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Fine thinker. Appreciate that. Dimitri is asking, if someone has 3 BTC at 35K, what will they have after having then? 3 BTC. That's not going to change. Am I buying Jupiter today? No. It's going to probably be too hyped up, so I'm going to see what happens. Let it cool off a little bit. Fine thinker, another super chat. Check out FX1, the ticker for XSI, P2B sports betting with AI analytics. Down from MMA, they'll be on Killer Whale show soon. I don't know if you should repeat that. I mean, that's probably a secret. But anyways, P2P sports betting. Anything with betting? I like betting. A lot of people like to bet. A lot of people are gamblers, but there's a lot of jurisdictions that do not like it. There's a lot of regulators that want to heavily regulate it. Tax guys certainly want to tax it. I'm just not so sure about gambling crypto projects. A lot of people are saying that XRP got hacked. There's this article. So Zach XBT claimed that Ripple suffered a $112 million hack. That's actually quite a lot. Chris Larson confirmed there was unauthorized access to a few of my personal XRP accounts. We were quickly able to catch the problem and notify exchanges to freeze. Law enforcement is ready. So basically, it's all from Chris Larson. That's an enormous amount. That's an enormous amount to lose, but also it shows you how much Chris Larson holds. Billions. Billions upon billions. New additions to portfolio, say Zai, Manta, Myra. Opinions. I think they're all good. All promising stuff. XRP is down a little bit. It's not really down all that much. All those exchanges are probably told not to sell the received XRP. Is this an XRP hack or a Chris Larson hack? I think it's a Chris Larson hack. I mean, he said it was from his own personal accounts. Why did he word it the way he did? There was unauthorized access. It almost seems like it's his own person, like someone from his personnel or something like that. It's kind of like what the SEC recently said, right? Or what Gary Gensler said. Why don't you just say, yeah, I was hacked. My personal XRP accounts were hacked. You know, saying an unauthorized access can mean like it's from his ex or his, his maid or some, anyone really. It makes it actually sound more vague. Maybe it wasn't hacked. Nick, Chris Larson holds billions upon billions of dollars worth of XRP, and so does Brad Garlinghouse, and so does Ripple Foundation. That's one of the main things about Ripple. I'm not gonna talk more badly about them, but they control enormous amount of XRP. Let's just put it that way. Even though XRP Ledger may be decentralized, but that's arguable. Because it's the Ripple Foundation pays the developers to support it, so technically they have a lot of power over XRP Ledger too. So I mean, basically, the best way to sum it up is by watching this educational video.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.
Samsung, I'm glad you didn't get into that project. I wonder if she still wants to meet Chris Larson after the hack. How much did they pay me to show that XRP clip? $1 million every time. $1 million from a company that has already bankrupted itself. Axelar versus Pyth versus Chainlink. Axelar is not an oracle like Pyth or Chainlink. Axelar is more like a liquidity provider, like a bridge. So, but I out of the three, you got to go with Chainlink, in my opinion. And you could throw in Pyth too as a undercard play, so to speak, within the oracle space. Axelar just doesn't interest me. The kid. Aurora or Sui. I don't know too much about Aurora, but I like Sui. I think they have potential. A lot of potential. Project Cordy, or you're a lucky married man. Link is my secret project, the secret weapon. In time, it'll smoke all these other BS crypto. Well, you know, you could say good things about Chainlink without, you know, shitting on everything else, okay? Because there are a lot of great plays out there. Chainlink will do very well this cycle, no doubt about it. But there are a lot of projects that will do very, very well too. Man, Solana's about to flip BNB. They're about to become number 4. I don't know if they flipped earlier this year, but they're really close. 43.6 billion versus 45 billion. BNB has just not been moving at all. Yeah, that flip is happening soon. The drop is in 2 minutes. You guys check your Phantom wallet or check whatever wallet you guys are, or whatever wallet you guys used. Airdrop is coming. And then we'll see what it debuts at. LCX. Isn't LCX just an exchange token? Isn't it just based on the LCX exchange or something? Or no, it's something else. Let me see. It's on Coinbase. Crypto integrity. We build blockchain infrastructure that enable our clients to trade, store, and invest in crypto assets in a regulated, trusted way. Glad to see that they show Solana on their page. It's some kind of trading platform. You cannot find a project with a more boring website than this one right here. It's some kind of trading platform, some exchange. No idea why you would choose that over, say, Coinbase. Yeah, and surprisingly, Coinbase listed them. I don't quite get it. Quick Dota clips. Don't at me. Don't at me, bro. And will Kulo survive? Yes. Hopefully. Fingers crossed on that. Why is Coinbase always the last to list tokens? Because they're the hardest. You can't just pay to get listed on Coinbase. For everyone else, every other exchange, basically, outside of Binance, you can't really pay to get on Binance either. Binance and Coinbase, those are only two. Every other exchange, basically, you pay enough, you'll get listed. That's why Coinbase is really strict with their listings. Rock Lobster, you're brutal on XRP. Have you heard of Abyss World? Alan says, I don't know, I want to meet Chris Larson. Abyss World does sound. It actually sounds familiar. Very small market cap. That's a cool picture. Third person ARP game. What's an ARP game? Here's the thing about games. And I'll give you the perspective that VCs have. Because I've asked many, many VCs over the years about games. And as soon as I tell them, hey, are you interested in looking at a game? They say no. And the reason being, games, there's so many, and they all could look great from like a trailer, from a website, and they could actually have real gameplay too that look great. But to catch on, is very hard. So I don't know where they're on, what chain they're on, but you know, with games, just really tough. It's really tough to know if they're going to do well or not. A lot of games, you know, have those beautiful trailers, but then they're not done for like 4 years. The Bradbury. Jordan, why don't you go admit that Kulo team gave me a bag to talk about it? They did. I'm an advisor. But I bought a shitload into it too. So, yeah. So I do hold a large bag. And I said that already. That's no surprise. I've said many times I have a large bag. Not because it was given to me. Because I put a lot of Polygon into it. AA games fall all the time. The crypto gaming narrative is far-fetched. That's what I just said about games. There's just a lot of games, you know, and they all claim they're AAA, and they all have like great trailers and photos and stuff. But again, you know, did I ever make it? Like right now, we have like Shrapnel. Shrapnel is like the only game that has like anything, you know, like there's a $3 million tournament, so it actually has some traction and there's like games being shown. But other than that, you know, there's not a lot of like hyped up games. There are games, but like really hyped up games, not really. But if that changes this year and there are hyped up games that bring in millions and millions of users in, then great. Is Jupiter listed now? Well, it's not. The price isn't showing yet. It already has. I guess maybe KuCoin has it already. It's listed at $1.992. What if you go to Jupiter, their own site, does it show? $0.81? No, it's less than that. There's not enough liquidity for USDC. USDT maybe. Yeah, I don't know if this is accurate. So it's like 50 cents. $1 could buy you 2 Jupiter. I don't know. I don't know if this is accurate. There's probably not enough liquidity yet, so this is probably wildly off. Boston Construct. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Why are they still launching new coins? Who are you talking about? Am I holding any AVAX? Yes. I hold a lot of AVAX. Yeah, people are still asking about Ripple hacked. Yeah, it was hacked. But it was just Chris Larson. Just Chris Larson. Seems like it's not just Ripple. I don't know, unless there's more to it, but Chris Larson basically admitted that, yeah, there was unauthorized access to a few of my personal XRP accounts, which means he has a lot more than what was taken. But it doesn't seem like there'll be any dumping because those exchanges were already told to freeze those addresses. Favorite basketball player? I don't know. Right now, probably not. I enjoy watching, the stars, but I don't really keep up that much anymore. Star Child. Well, Bitcoin is coming up. Fed meeting is still, 1:30. Well, it'll be announced at 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern. But it's normally when things get interesting when he does the Q&A. So that'll be at 1:30. How much do you think Bitcoin will be at the halving? I don't know. Last halving event, Bitcoin didn't do much for months afterwards. But that was during COVID time. It was just a weird time. This time around, I don't know. If we get a Fed cut in March, I don't think it's going to be that soon, but I don't know. Somehow they want to really pump the markets, right? If we get this and then the ETFs, we could be close to I think we could be in the 50s by halving event. And then afterwards, we could be, probably June, July, August, we could be in the 70s. And then, by end of the year, when it gets more bullish, we'll be in six figures. I think that's realistic. To be in the 50s by the halving event is really conservative. I mean, we were really close. We were already at 49,000. So, but I think by halving event, we could be in the 50s, mid to high 50s. I enjoy your Fed streams. Why do you not do them anymore? Because I'm just lazy. I don't want to. I don't want to spend another hour and a half on stream. Will Peterson, look at Paul Chain, KYC Silver Badge, CertiK Audit Score. KYC Silver Badge? What the hell does that even mean? Is some kind of meme on BNB? I don't even know the website. What am I looking at? You just want me to look at this? Okay. Yeah, it's easy to get listed on MaxC, guys. You just had to pay $60,000 to get listed on MaxC. I know the reps. I know all the reps basically. I'm telling you guys, getting listed on SX is not a big deal. You just pay enough, you'll get listed. But sometimes these SEXs will list just because it's a very hot coin. Like Jupiter, I doubt they paid. I bet they're just getting listed because Maxine wants to trade volume. Oh, it's reported. Man. They're debuting at 2.5 billion. Okay, now it just dropped to 1.1 billion. I was predicting Jupiter would open between 300 and 500 million, right? On their own swap, it would look like it was around 50 cents. This is showing about 84 cents. KuCoin listed, Bybit listed. Let's see if their own swap. I mean, it didn't really change. I don't know. According to this, it's probably like 60 cents, 70 cents on their own swap. This will probably come down a little bit. But still, it's debuting at over $1 billion in market cap. Jay, appreciate that. Are you still liking Kimball? I have not been following their progress. I still hold my Kimball tokens, but I have not been really following anything from them. I just assume memes are memes. If they're good leaders and they didn't just create a pump and dump, well, they're going to continue to just, you know, market and continue to market and maybe make some partnerships. And hopefully that's what Kimball did. When I found them, it looked like they were legit. They burned their LP, so they don't have access to it. It was a fair launch. One of the bigger ones with an Avalanche. And they'll probably get the support from the Avalanche Foundation. So it's all good. Cat Cow Fork from Thorchain. I think they'll be better than Thorchain. Thoughts? You know, I never really even followed Thorchain, so I can't even really say and comment on that. Yeah, Jupiter's falling down. It's probably going to fall down to like 60 cents, 50 cents. So at least they'll be below $1 billion. Maya protocol? Is this the one you're asking? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's out yet. Go to cross-chain solution. Connecting 3 chains for native swaps. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Thorchain. It could do well. The biggest problem with DeFi right now is you can't get native Bitcoin. Like almost every single DEX, you can't trade Ethereum for Bitcoin. Because you could trade it for wrap Bitcoin, but not Bitcoin itself. If this allows you to natively swap between Ethereum and Bitcoin, that would be pretty cool. You just don't see that right now. Thoughts on GetGrass app? Never heard of that. BlackRock is buying more than Grayscale is selling. That is right. That happened yesterday, and I expect it to happen from here on out. Grayscale selling, dumping will slow down more. And BlackRock, they're just not stopping. They had a $300 million worth of Bitcoin yesterday. 300 million in a single day. Pretty soon, in a few months, we're going to look at this, and it's going to show IBDC at like 20 billion, equal to Grayscale. They're just going to eat up everything. And same thing with Fidelity. They're not far behind. Those two are neck and neck. J Day Beauty. $1,000 each top 20. Well, then you're spending $20,000. I would not recommend that. There are some that I would skip in the top 20. You know, I would definitely not put anything into Tron. I wouldn't. Some of these are stablecoins. DAI. You know. Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, you know, I would not put money into any of those. And I honestly wouldn't put money into XRP either. The alleys. A while back, Georgia video tipped me off about the FTX. Problem is I swapped my Bitcoin out to a different exchange, then bought a hardware wallet the next morning. Awesome. I'm glad I was able to help. I'm glad to, you know, that you were able to do that. A lot of people still don't know how to use a wallet outside of an exchange. That's a major problem, right? At least, if you're not going to spend money on a hardware wallet, at least download some kind of wallet on your phone, like Trust Wallet or Coinbase Wallet. You could do MetaMask and Phantom wallets on your phone, and there's also browser wallets. Get some kind of wallet, get familiar with it, and send crypto to it so you know how to play around with it. Even Robinhood has their own wallet. They all have their wallet, right? Try it. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is download it, write down a recovery phrase, which is the most important thing. That's how you recover your crypto, no matter what wallet you use. They're all using the same standard. You could recover MetaMask into Trust, Trust into Phantom, Phantom into Ledger, Ledger into MetaMask. Whatever, they all transfer, right? So the recovery phrase is the most important thing. But yeah, and then afterwards you have a receive account, receive address, and then there's a send button, right? Receive address is how you receive. You use that to receive crypto. That's how you send it to it. And then there's one to send out. It's the same way. It's really not that difficult. All right, guys. To conclude, big day. Brace for this big decision. Powell's FOMC meeting speech is coming up later today. I guess we'll wait and see what he says. If he's dovish, it'll be really good. If he's hawkish, I just noticed there's a dove and a hawk on him just now. I didn't even notice that. But if he's dovish or any indication of the rate cut coming, it's going to be absolutely fantastic today for markets. But if he's leading towards being more hawkish still, well, then we may not see anything, right? So stay tuned, guys, and let's see what happens at the end of the day with Grayscale, if the outflow will be stopping or at least slowing down, and let's see where the others end up. All right. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care.